Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
Now I'd like to welcome Krista Senna. She's an independent curator and gallery owner based in Brooklyn, New York. Krista has worked for the ICA in Philadelphia, the Queens Museum, and the New Museum in various capacities.
Hi, everybody. And thank you, Jack, for that warm and comprehensive introduction. All right, so the artist bio. I'm actually just going to dive right into this just for the sake of time. The artist bio is considered a brief summary. You should also think of it as an introduction. It is typically one paragraph and often accompanied by a photo. It is written in third person versus the artist statement, which is written in first person. This is written as if someone is speaking about you, but that someone is actually you writing about yourself. You mentioned in the bio where you're from. You mentioned where you're currently based. You highlight a few notable shows, residencies, accolades, and then you'll conclude with your most recent achievement or an upcoming project that you're looking forward to. It shows a sense of continuity, consistency, and that you're really active, you're engaged in the world. Okay, so let's go see. I'm actually gonna revisit some of the artists that we saw with the CV. And what I did purposely for this section was for you to see their bio, but in a context outside of their website. That way you can get a sense of how and why the bio is used. So in the case of Zach, for example, we have a photo, right? A really compelling performance photo. And this was for an artist talk that he was part of for the New York Academy of Art that you can see here. All right, description that he's speaking with the curator and critic Dexter Wimberly. And then here's his, headshot, his more official headshot. And then here is his bio right here. I'll just read it briefly, but skim through some of the listed details. Zachary Fabry is an interdisciplinary artist engaged in lens-based media, language systems, and public space, often complicating the boundaries of studio research and social practice. This context specificity often yields work that includes design, drawing, photography, video, and installation. That's a lovely inclusion because that talks about the materials that he uses. Then he goes into awards where he's shown, again, the highlights, not everything that you saw in the CV, just some more notable exhibition spaces and awards. Participated in a biennial, the Pace Gallery. And then when he ends, he says in 2021, he exhibited at the Ludwig Museum in Budapest, Hungary, and completed a solo project at Recess Art in Brooklyn, New York. Fabry lives and works in Brooklyn. Hold on, just hiding some things. All right. All right, Lamia's by. All right, so this is a blog about Black women artists, and Lamia was featured. All right, so from October 29th, 2020. Mouthpiece was the name of the project that they profiled. And then here is her bio. So notice here it is 2 paragraphs. The first paragraph is the core bio that I was talking about and that we've seen. And since there's more opportunity here for her to elaborate, then she adds this second part of her bio. So technically it could be more than 1 paragraph. Typically you'll only have space for 1. Excuse me. Even when you think about, for example, when Jack introduced me at the beginning of the presentation, that was excerpted from my bio because often time and space is an issue. But if you have more time, more space, and it fits the context, you should certainly feel free to continue bragging about yourself and advocating for yourself with a second paragraph. So here we see Lamia Monet Bowden hails from the San Francisco Bay Area. She received her BFA with honors from New York University in film production in 2008. Her student short film Love's Lost was selected and shown at the 60th Cannes International Film Festival Short Film Corner. She went on to direct, write, produce, and edit a short film called Glance in 2013, which was accepted into Auckland International Film Festival, Gallery Tokyo, and curated by IFC Center in New York City during May 2018. She is currently in post with her short film Blind, which was shot in Los Angeles this past fall 2019. A photographer since she was 12 years old, Lamia has had her work in over 50 exhibitions, including the United Nations, Momenta Art, Root Division, Gallery Arles, this gallery in Budapest. She will have another TBD solo show in Berlin coming up in late 2020. So this was from 2019, right? So she ended with the mention of an upcoming project to get excited about in the next year. And you may remember in her website, she on her homepage, it was divided between film and photography. So that also explains why her bio is two paragraphs here. One focuses primarily on film because Mouthpiece is a digital collage artwork, that also has some film influence. Then she talks more about her photography background here, or some of her photography accolades here. And so that way she can speak to both elements of her practice. All right, I love the way Naomi, let's see, actually, right, we're not on her website. I was gonna say, I love how she lays out her bio and CV on her website. We might get back to that later if there's time, but here is her bio on the Sugarlift website. Jack and I were just talking about Sugarlift. He has a show coming up with them, so stay tuned. Just a little side note, but this is her Sugarlift profile. I believe they started online, featuring solo artist exhibitions and collections to purchase. And they had pop-up shows, they do art fairs, and they also have their own space, I just learned, in Chelsea. So this was an older bio, but she had submitted it when she submitted some of her artwork for the Sugarlift online profile for her work. So, you know, she's got her photo, one small, I don't even know if you call that a paragraph, a couple sentences here, a small paragraph here, very concise. Naomi Kawanishi Rice makes 2D works using paper, fabric, blades, and brushes. This takes the form of murals, paintings, and drawings that focus on idealized spaces, the utopian architecture of modernism, conservatory gardens, and recently, still lifes from living rooms and dining tables. I would actually venture to say that that has a taste of an artist statement in it, but it's just enough to really contextualize her bio and the artwork that you're seeing. So you can blend as well. We're going to look at some more examples of that soon. Then we have here, she is exhibited at Yukobo Art Space Tokyo, Mixed Greens, Brooklyn Academy of Music, and Wave Hill, amongst others. She talks about receiving the Joan Mitchell Foundation grant in 2015, NIFA finalist in painting in 2018, NIFA finalist in painting in 2015, a few residences, her MFA and her BA, and then ends with born in Shiga, Japan. She currently lives and works in Brooklyn, New York. So you get a sense here, a continued sense of how to organize that bio and what to focus on to make it really impactful. Last one we'll look at briefly is Juan Hinojosa. Juan is based in Queens. We've worked with him over the years. We had an online exhibition with him about a year or two at the gallery, and I always like to follow him wherever he goes. All right, so this is for a project, this Project Gallery 5, where they interview a different artist every month or so. So this is an interview from January of this year. Here's his photo. Nice tight bio accompanying the photo. All right, Juan Hinojosa is a mixed media artist who currently lives and works in New York. Constructed from found objects, his complex collage drawings intimately challenge greed, obsessive consumption, and the social stratification embedded in American culture. Then he talks about his degree, residencies, right? Notable residencies. Press, his work has been featured in the New York Times, the Woodside Herald, and Open House New York. He lists his solo exhibitions here, very smart idea, because as we know, it's more challenging to get a solo exhibition, and ends with mention of being part of the biennial at El Museo del Barrio, which is a really key inclusion, because of course, having a museum show is something you should highlight. It's not easy to do, and it's an excellent accolade.